All right, let's connect this up on here. Welcome, everyone, to our live stream on August 26th, 2018, talking about The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Walker Stalker, an evening with Jeffrey and Norman, my book series, a bunch of different things. So, obviously, welcome, everybody. Going to just wait for people to join here. Started about a minute early. So, what's up, Tudor? How we doing? Glad you guys are all joining me this Sunday, August 26th. And I looked on the calendar, and I see that The Walking Dead returns in 6 weeks. And that is a long time away, but it'll be here before you know it. Welcome, everybody. So William Lee, Tudor, Marks, Rise, Janet, Wrestler, Nick B, and Paul Eagle. And just going to be talking about a variety of topics here. Obviously, spoiler warning if you're watching this on the replay. If it's coming here to watch it live, then we're going to be getting a lot of questions. And thank you, Protected Lion. The beard I just kind of grow out, and then when it gets itchy and enough, I just shave it off on there. But hey, Christina, Mike, Austin, everybody. So I am excited about the world of The Walking Dead. Hopefully you're watching Fear the Walking Dead, reading the comics, all that stuff. I just actually got to the halfway point of my book series for the 8th book of the edit. Halfway done. Well, a little over halfway done. The book looks to be about 228 pages, and I'm on page 115 right now going through it with a fine-toothed comb because that was a problem before about the editing, and I was too excited for it, but I learned my lesson, and I'm going forward with it. So as always, guys, you got top chat, super chat, live chat, all that good stuff. I will be answering questions for the hour. I'll go to about 2 o'clock. Actually, anybody watching the Little League World Series, I watched my first game yesterday, was the championship game for the United States, and I wasn't disappointed. It was a very good game. There was actually a team from Georgia there, Peachtree City, I believe, Georgia, which was cool. I was like, oh, man, I'm rooting for them. And then also the Hawaii team, they had a hurricane. There's a tropical storm there. Hopefully everybody's okay with that, and hopefully there's not a lot of damage from there. So, all right, Tudor got a question for me later. Thought the latest episode of Fear was really good. Now I'm invested in Alicia more than Morgan. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was a really great episode, but I was better than I thought. I know a couple of people were telling me that the episode was about Alicia and Charlie, and I'm not the biggest Charlie fan, but it was definitely made to have Alicia let her guard down, decide what she's going to do with her life. Alicia Debnam Carey is very attractive. She's a person in the apocalypse that I would want to see how she survives, what she does, and what's the storyline going forward. Morgan, I think, is the new lead of that show, but we'll see what happens with Alicia and Morgan. This week's episode is Morgan meets new characters, basically. The spoilers were out. The Q&A went around a couple days ago, and it's a Morgan episode. He goes somewhere and then comes back, and it's just kind of annoying because we'll see what happens, and it doesn't really progress the storyline so much on there too. I like the idea of The Walking Dead being a good season 9 and maybe Fear the Walking Dead connecting with them, but it doesn't necessarily have to happen. We'll find out here that Morgan is conflicted about going to Alexandria, and maybe they go back to Texas, make sure they're okay, and then they all go to Alexandria or the Kingdom or wherever they actually end up. But how would you guys feel if Fear basically went to The Walking Dead, Fear was done, it got, connected with The Walking Dead, and it was over? Would it be a total waste of time? Would it be okay? Does it make sense? I don't know. I think ultimately they are going to come back together because Morgan is a Walking Dead character, and I wouldn't mind seeing some connections here or there, but it just has to be done right. Mike Reiser, do you think Morgan actually makes it back to Alexandria? Not this season, because we have a season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead that's happening, so it just doesn't make sense for Fear to lose Morgan, for Morgan to go back, because I ultimately see Morgan taking the Fear people to The Walking Dead. So Fear is kind of the stepchild of The Walking Dead, if you will. I don't know the best analogy for that, but it doesn't seem like it's the same content, mojo, storyline, character-driven stuff like The Walking Dead. I like Fear somewhat, but overall, I would say I'm very disappointed in Fear. It doesn't stack up to The Walking Dead. I kind of wish it was its own show. But we get what we get, and that's what it is on there as well. So, Nikki, good question. How long do you think Fear has? Well, I would think season 5 is probably their last season if they're going to absorb it into The Walking Dead, because the Whispers are going to be here in season 9, probably season 10, and I would see Morgan and them coming back at some point in season 10 of The Walking Dead, maybe the second half or the very end of season 10. But there's a lot of story left to be told. We'll see what happens. I'm just not the biggest fan with it. But we still don't know a lot of castings. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. Probably the biggest casting that we don't know is Beta. We know Alpha. We know Lydia. We know Magna. We know Magna's group. And what's going to happen with Beta? I'm just surprised we don't know yet. I guess we're not going to see them until the middle, if not the end of season 9. Because right now, by my count, they're filming episode 9, 10. And maybe we see him now, or maybe he comes around episode 13 or so. But I think it makes sense that it's a huge casting, literally a huge tall guy that's 7 feet tall, because it needs to be a big, impressive, needs to be the biggest guy that we've seen on The Walking Dead. And I'm really glad that we know who Alpha is, and we don't have to worry about, it's Alicia, it's Madison, it's Jadis, or whatever, and she's going to be Alpha. I'm glad they put that to rest, because those theories, and that's probably why they told us. They're probably telling us things to shut us up and to give us enough answers so we can stop getting questions on Twitter and everything about it to Kirkman and Gimple, and I guess Angela Kang gets the questions now too. So how will that work if The Walking Dead has a second time jump? Well, they can always do another time jump in Fear. A time jump doesn't have to be that big a deal, because The Walking Dead is its own timeline, and Fear was its own timeline, but then it matched up with Morgan. So Morgan's going to be the ultimate thing that connects the dots between Fear and The Walking Dead, and they just have another time jump. So ultimately, Morgan's going to go back to Texas, deal with all that, have some problems to get back to the Walking Dead area and wherever they actually meet up. If it's Hilltop, Alexandria, what it is, if that happens. Or maybe it never happens at all. Maybe Fear doesn't connect. But it just would get real annoying if they're like, Morgan goes back. He doesn't go back. He wants to go back. He wants to stay. Jump around. Then, now, flip, flop, here, there. It's just dumb. Don't like that at all. The linear storytelling is what works best. It just, jumping around, flip-flopping doesn't work ideas, and it just doesn't make sense for good quality storytelling. It's annoying, it's confusing, and we don't need any more of it. Brian, Q&A, do you think Strand will be killed off this season? I don't think so. I think Coma Domingo is directing episode 13 or 14. I think it's episode 14. So he's definitely going to be on the Fear the Walking Dead for a while. I don't see Strand going away. Maybe he does as a character and just becomes a director or something there. But Strand's okay. I was interested when he met Nick for the first time in season 1. And he was kind of he's definitely a different character now than he is. I don't think he can be trusted, that's for sure. But I don't know. I just don't know about what their plan is, and if they're going to eventually meet up, and who will actually meet in. So meet up with that too. So Manimals, Mayo Sandwich, great name. Do you think Negan will walk to the Whispers border like the comics? I think so. I think they're going to do the comics pretty spot on is what the word is, like the comics with a little remix here and there. I know that Angela Kang said there's going to be a remix of stuff about the Whispers, but I feel like the Whispers are going to be pretty spot on what they're going to do. We have an Alpha. We have a Lydia. We're waiting for Beta. We're going to see what they do, how they connect. I just don't like the idea, and I'll never like the idea, that the Carl Lydia storyline is going to be the Henry Lydia storyline. And people are like, Carl is never going to be replaced, and Henry is not going to be Carl 2.0. Well, the writers think otherwise, and the writers are definitely going that route. Henry is the replacement Carl. And if you know this channel and you know myself, you know why I think they got rid of Carl. Only to have his same storyline going forward. That's just crap. That's just dumb. No one likes Henry. There's no one in this chat, on this channel or whatever, that like Henry. Now that I said that, people were like, I like Henry. I'm sure they're going to say that now, but I should say the majority of people do not like Henry. They would rather have had Carl over Henry for sure. There's no way that anyone likes Henry over Carl. Henry's okay. He's a filler character. I liked Benjamin, though. I definitely liked Benjamin. I kind of wish Benjamin was still alive and not Henry. That would have been the better storyline, I think. But Benjamin had to die, and this one needs to die, and people need to do that, and you start to like a character, and then they die, and then the characters that you don't like, they keep around, and keep around, and keep around, just like a Jared. That's for sure. We don't need those people like that. That's funny, right? Why do they insist on having annoying Jared like that? Exactly. That's what I just said, Slizzle. That's what they do. Like, it's just so annoying. And yes, if there was a zombie apocalypse, which is funny to have that debate because there will never be a zombie apocalypse. Zombies are a fictional thing that don't make sense because the nervous system, it just wouldn't work the way the body theirs, unless it was like a superhuman virus thing that made them fast. Slow zombies, they would deteriorate right away, and it just doesn't happen. But it's funny when people say like, yes, well, the zombie apocalypse, this and that would happen, and it just debates on just the way stuff happens. It's just funny that people just want to debate a debate and just have it that way. But yes, there would be annoying people alive in the zombie apocalypse, was my point. Sorry, I got off on track there. But it's funny that not everybody you would meet would be good and trustworthy and worthwhile. People would survive. People would want to survive. They would lie. They would cheat. They would steal. They would come up with things just to survive. People do that now online. It's called catfishing. They do that here to mess with people, to get one over on people, to lie, to have this whole other life. People would definitely be doing that in a zombie apocalypse. I talk about it in my book series a little bit more and more, and I'm definitely going to go in that route of it because I think it's interesting that if a zombie apocalypse happened today, there would be different consequences in life. There wouldn't be police roaming around. There wouldn't be stuff like that. You would be looking for food, water, shelter, safety, security, weapons, and you could kind of go into a store and take whatever you wanted in a zombie apocalypse. In real life, you would get thrown in jail. It'd be all their problems. So it'd be a different situation like that. But I don't know why the writers think that would be a good idea for The Walking Dead to have a bunch of annoying characters around and kill off characters that we like, we love, people want that way too. So hopefully, great question, Marks. I was going to bring him up. Or Max, PRP, do you think our Lord Jerry will die in season 9? I hope not. But we're going to lose people. We have a huge cast. Season 7, 8, and 9 are and were huge casts. So we're going to lose people. We're going to lose beloved characters. We're going to lose characters that we don't like, that you love, that you miss, that you want to have back around. And it's just the way it is. And the writers will say it to the day they die. No one is immune. No one is going to survive. Anyone is on the table. Everyone can die. That being said, I doubt they're going to kill off Daryl and Carol and certain people like that. It would be interesting. What would they do, which I'm not confirming and not saying this, if Norman Reedus was like, I'm having a baby. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't be in Atlanta. My girlfriend and child are going to be in New York. I wanted to be there more. I want to be there this. I want to be like that. What would they do if Daryl left? If Michonne left? If Denai Guerrero was like, I want to do movies. I want to go around. I want to be more in the Marvel universe. I want to do this. It just would be funny. Like, what would they do? They would have no cast members. So if you're going to get rid of characters that we love, it's going to eventually bite you in the butt for sure. Because if we lose Rick and we lose Maggie, we already lost Carl because he was the future of the show. So if Rick died, people would be like, oh, we have Carl to lead now. That's off the table. It's just really annoying to think of that as well. And I don't know what's going to happen if people want to leave or what their plan is, because The Walking Dead makes a lot of money. AMC makes a lot of money off The Walking Dead, the advertisements, the merchandise, all that stuff. And I don't see it going away. If someone makes you money, if shows make you money, they're not want to go away. But if we don't have a lot of characters that we love or we want to watch anymore, what's the point of watching the show? But I don't know. Brian, I think that we need to talk about Daryl. We saw him smiling after 3 years. Also, he got some swag and face expressions in these pictures. Also, the sneak peek and trailer. Kang already nailed him. I don't know what's going to happen with Daryl. I want Daryl to be a big loved character again. I want him to be a big driving force. And last night was August 25th. Was an evening with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Norman Reedus. And I didn't see the panel. I didn't go there, but people went there. And it's kind of interesting that it's Norman Reedus and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's interesting because you have Daryl and Negan. It's not interesting because they're both friends. Norman Reedus and Jeffrey Dean Morgan are great friends. They've been friends for a while. And they're probably the show's new bromance, because if Andrew Lincoln's gone, Daryl or Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln were like best buddies. They played, different jokes on each other, and they had fun with each other. And it was always great to hear the inside jokes and things there too. Maybe that's going to be the new thing with Norman Reedus and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but I just don't like the fact that it's supposed to be Negan and Daryl then. It's kind of interesting that you have Negan and Daryl doing a panel, I think the idea is that we're supposed to have Negan be a bigger character, and maybe Negan picks up the slack if and when Rick leaves, but I just don't like the idea of that happening. But we'll see. Christina, One Eyebrow, will Daniel Salazar ever return to Fear? I don't know. There's been no reports. It's not this episode. I know the writers and the creators said that Daniel should be seen again, or will be seen again, or this be seen again, and blah, 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 blah. But it's going to be too little too late. I don't really care if he does. I don't know where he's been. Where has he been all this time? Maybe he went to Arizona instead of Texas. Who knows? But maybe where he comes around, maybe Morgan runs into him. It's like, who's this guy? Daniel and him fight or something. But I would like to see Daniel again. Daniel was one of my favorite characters of the show. We need to see Walker. We need to see Crazy Dog, and we need to see Daniel. Proctor John, maybe, but I don't know. I think we might be getting a new villain at the end of the episode tonight, so stay tuned to watch that. Hopefully you'll get your TWD rewards points. Does anybody do the TWD rewards points? If you don't, you should sign up. It's a free service on there too. But they had the code for the episode, the code for the Talking Dead, and then they had the quick little things that you can get the points for watching, the spoiler video, the next up, the trailer, the episode, the 50 points each. And then they took them down. And I was like, where did this happen? What happened with that? I'm like, I don't know. So, see, really cool, Dylan. Yeah, via 15,000 points. I think I got like 19,000 points. And I'm trying to do that tour of the places, the sets and stuff. It was last April. I didn't have enough points. I think I'm going to try for it too. So I already have enough points. I just have to make sure that I get in there with it. So Sharp Striker, what do you think the A means? How would it all connect together? I don't know. It's a great point. The A has been seen since Scott Gimple became the showrunner in season 4. And I don't think all the A's connect. I think when we see an A, it's bad news. I have a whole video on that, talking about the A is like the scarlet letter, that bad stuff happened, it gets marked, it's bad, it comes in. Like the helicopter, I don't think is going to be good news when we see the helicopter come back around, since there's an A on it. Every time we saw an A, Daryl's sweatsuit, the A at the Father Gabriel's church, the A at Terminus, the A at Alexandria, all the A's aren't good. So why would the A mean good? I don't think A means alpha or this or anything, a word. I think it's just a symbol for, trouble arising or something. So, Tony, you get points by putting a code in TWD Rewards. Like if you watch the episode, a code will come up. It says like last week it was June Laura, and you log in to TWDrewards.com, you put it in, and you get some points. And after a while, you get a bunch of things on there too, and it's pretty cool. I do it. My wife does it. I got my dad doing it, but my dad's definitely not the most reliable person for it. I have to say, the code was this. He's like, oh, thanks. I forgot about it. So, will the helicopter be plot armor for Rick and or Maggie? That's a good point. We don't know. I think Rick dies this season. I think Maggie goes away somewhere, and it's open-ended that she may come back. But what does that mean? How can that happen? If she gets killed and she becomes a zombie, a walker, she's not coming back. If she dies, she's not coming back. If she leaves, she can come back. If she goes away somewhere, she can come back. But why would she just leave Hilltop? She built it up so much. Why would she just leave? I don't know. Think about it, right? So I was thinking about it too the other day, that remember in the season 1 finale with Dr. Jenner, that he had like samples and stuff and he was putting stuff on there. Why didn't he have a walker in there? Why wasn't he working on an actual walker, an actual zombie, like in the I Am Legend? You really should have had that. If you're looking at a skin cell, the necrotic tissue is dead. It's not going to come back. It has to have blood supply. It's not going to come. I don't know. I was thinking about it too. So I guess I was thinking about it too much, but that's what I do. I write stuff in my book about my book series. I watch videos. I watch the episodes. I watch stuffs, and I just get Walking Dead on the brain, that's for sure. Big Sexy, are we going to get some idea who Georgie is? I don't know. No way to tell. No word that Georgie is coming back or will be seen this season. She still could, because the set, Raleigh Studios, is the set, and that's closed off to the public, and you don't see who goes there. And they do filming at the set all the time. So Hilltop, the Oceanside, the Scavengers Heapsters, the Sanctuary, and the Woods and a couple other spots are there. So I don't know if we'll see Georgie again. I hope so. Hopefully they did not just bring her around to do nothing, to not have that. I mean, I don't like, loose ends or stuff that doesn't make sense. I mean, I want to know what happens to Heath. Hopefully it gets answered this season. What happened with Sherry? Still no word on Dwight. People ask about that all the time. Where is he? What's he doing? Probably the second half of season 9, he could be a Whisper. And that's my theory on there, him being a Whisper for sure. But, yep, Zombieland 2 coming back 2019. Should be out next October. Pretty cool. I'm excited for that. Next year looks a lot of good stuff coming for the entertainment and the movies. You got Star Wars, you got Avengers, you got Captain Marvel, you got Zombieland 2. We got a bunch of things I'm not even thinking about. Another X-Men movie, another Spider-Man movie. Just a lot of big things for entertainment. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Paul Eagle, loose ends for sure. We need another person like Abraham with the one-liners. That's for sure. Hey, Kimberly, thanks for just coming in. That's for saying hello. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys joining me this Sunday and every Sunday. Today is August 26th. We are 6 weeks away from Fear the Walking Dead. The Fear the Walking Dead will be over, but The Walking Dead will be back October 7th. I'm excited. I'm glad it's early. There's times where it could have been the 14th or the 21st. Hurry up already. We're less than 2 months away. I'm excited. So, did anybody in here go to the night and evening with Jeffrey and Norman, the Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Norman Reedus panel? It looked to be pretty cool. It looked pretty fun. I know a couple people were live streaming it, which is pretty cool. And you could have got tickets to just the panel for $30. That's kind of a ripoff, but it's not too bad. If it's an hour-long panel, you could have won some prizes and stuff like that. You could have paid a lot more to get an autograph, to get a picture with them. And a lot of people are posting their pictures on Facebook where they got The Walking Dead. It's a picture of Norman Reedus, Jeffrey Morgan, and the person that paid for it. Pretty cool. I don't think it's worth all the money that people paid, but if people had a good time, that's pretty cool too. So, Big Sexy thinks that Fear will be good tonight with Morgan. I hope so. We're gonna get some new characters, and it's really funny when I post something, and there's a guy in a wheelchair that we'll see tonight, and he's got a shotgun. And someone, I don't remember his name, and I get a lot of like rude or comments that saying I don't know about this and I don't know about that, but the guy's in a wheelchair and he's got a shotgun, and all I could think of is that he fires the shotgun and he goes flying back, flies out of the chair, and it would be pretty funny if that happened. But we'll see if that happens. If it would liven it up a little bit, we'll see. You know, I've already read the synopsis and I read the spoilers for the episode. It just looks like it's going to progress this season a little bit, only to bring it back. And I don't know, the Morgan idea is kind of falling flat on its face with just him being there. It's still hilarious to me that he left from Virginia to go to Texas and just randomly met Alicia and all these people on met Althea and John, and they met all these people in Texas. Like, it's just so easy to do, so easy to find, right? Could have ended up in Kansas or Louisiana, or came down to Florida, or did this, or went back to Georgia, or went to Ohio, or could have done anything. But yet he's here, because that would have been kind of cool if Morgan went to Ohio and went to the Commonwealth, helicopter, Commonwealth. Do you think the Commonwealth's going to come? Commonwealth. That's what everybody thinks of when they see the helicopter. Which, if you read the comics, I don't think I've seen a comic in the comic issue to have a helicopter. So why does everybody think the helicopter is connected with that? Maybe Georgie's connected with them. She was the initial people who made the Commonwealth, but we still don't know. Hopefully it'll be all be explained. I would like to see that too. So, yeah. Brian, would you like to see a Walking Dead show in Hawaii? That would be kind of cool. I would like to have seen, a show called Fight for Us out of Florida. I would love to see that. That would be pretty great on there too. Florida is useless without air conditioning. Really? Because it gets kind of cooler here too. You don't need to run the air conditioning all year round. But I live here, so I know. But Tampa Bay and certain parts of Florida, it gets pretty cool and pretty cooler. And it's kind of nice in the fall and the winter weather for sure. But I would love to see an awesome TV show series called Fight for Us on television one day. And it's hopefully be out of Florida, like the story entails. That'd be pretty cool. So if Abraham was still alive, what season will he die in? I think he would survive till season 10. Well, I think Abraham would have died in the war. I think he would have done something big time to be like, we got to get Negan. We got to get rid of this fool. Let's take him out. And he would have just got killed. I think Abraham would have died in the war like a soldier for sure. But I was thinking about it too. Like, I've seen all these different things, and I see these videos come up on YouTube, and it comes up on my feed and stuff, and they're like, when The Walking Dead died, the day The Walking Dead died. And I think it's season 6 finale is when The Walking Dead took a big hit. I think that is when The Walking Dead hit a major snag. The season 6 finale with the teaser. We had to wait all summer to find out who was picked. It was just crazy. So it was just kind of ridiculous on there too. But yeah, boy. No, I wouldn't have a Morgan in my series on there too. Like, I do like Lenny James and stuff like that, but I wouldn't have a Morgan. It's a different style type of story for sure. I like the idea of things. So I was asked this question a lot, and I thought it was funny for you guys to bring up today. So I don't really know who these two people are that much, but KSI and Logan Paul, I think his name is. I think they had a boxing match yesterday, and it made a lot of money and a lot of people were watching it and all that stuff on there too. And that would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind being connected with something like that and have a thing of Walking Dead YouTubers on there and have some sort of event or some sort of thing that you could have all the people together. So if there was sponsors and there was a setup and there would be that would be pretty cool. I would love to see that. And that would be actually really awesome to have that, having the community and the field come together. I would be open to it. So if you know other channels and you father other channels, which I really don't, I'm only really involved here, I would love for all of us to be a part of that, for you guys included too. The Walking Dead friends, family, and community. That's what it's all about, for sure. I love the idea of having these live streams with you and being a part of it. So, Tudor Q&A, you think it was unfair that they tried to make Negan as Rick's equal? In the comics, Rick totally destroyed Negan with facts in the final confrontation. Yeah, I think the idea of Negan and Rick are the same. And if we were following Negan from the very beginning, we would hate Rick. And if Regan, like they're in a relationship, Rick and Negan, it's just funny. I think that Rick was just so outclassed by the Saviors and such knocked down by the Saviors and really just put in a terrible way of the Saviors. The Saviors killed each other. They definitely, I don't like the idea that Rick was knocked down so much and he never had that final epic big thing. Like he shot the glass, got knocked down, picked up the piece of glass and cut Negan in the throat and then was like, save him, save him, save him. And it was like Negan was crying in front of him and Rick was like, my boy Carl said to save you, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, wait, yes, I am. Save you, save him, save him. It was like, come on, man. That's not why we like The Walking Dead and love Rick. I love the idea of Rick just stepping up and getting one over on Negan, and it never happened, and it was just terrible for it too. So, it'd be pretty cool. You guys coming up with some good ideas here too. I don't know, boxing match or something like that too. That would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind doing it because you put headgear on, you got referees, you got there too, you got gloves on there as well. That'd be cool. I think that would be awesome. That'd be a good way to have there too. Or you could do like a paintball thing or something where you're actually like trying to survive and you have a team and you have, three YouTubers of The Walking Dead versus 3 YouTubers of The Walking Dead going against each other or something. That'd be pretty cool. But no, gonna box Trev or Ronnie. No, I mean that would be kind of cool. You could, I wouldn't even watch that. The one of those. But I'd be part of it for sure. I like to be involved with it there too. Do you play Tekken 7 with Negan? Nah, I'm not a really big fan of Tekken anymore. I love Tekken Tag Tournament, and I loved all the old Tekkens and stuff there too. The Negan thing, to me, is just stupid. I don't know what they're doing or what they're trying to do it. I like the Soul Calibur stuff when you could play as Darth Vader, Yoda, or a couple other characters, depending on the system that you had. But Negan being in that, Negan's not a fighter. Come on, those characters would destroy Negan. Negan's got a baseball bat and some charm. He's not going to be some big fighter in the Tekken universe. There, that's just ridiculous on there too. How did the stained glass end up in the tree? Who hung it there? Exactly, Janet. That's a great point. Great question. I think they were right around the Whisperer's borders around that point. So with the posts and the fencing and there. The alpha, the infinity signs on it. I think they were right around there. And hopefully that would be pretty cool if you see like a flashback and you see Alpha and Beta looking in the distance. They're among the Whisperers and they're looking in the distance and you see in the far distance Rick and Negan and them fighting out there too. And they're just watching it in that big field. Remember, we saw that big walker horde. At least we thought they were walkers. Maybe they were Whisperers. Maybe they were watching that. I would love for them to go back to that and actually see it from their standpoint. That'd be pretty awesome. But we'll see what they do. The writers are going to do what the writers are going to do. And again, it's about money. It's about coming together. It's about being able to do the stuff from the comics. Also have little remixes here and there, because you can have the best laid plans of an episode, the best writing, the best comic, the best story arc, the best this, the best that. And maybe they can't do it because of production, money, budget. It's just too hard to film, too hard there. The area doesn't allow it. Permits don't allow it. It may be hard. Maybe the rating of the show. It's just hard to do all the time. Charlie, Q&A, what is the leader of the Vatos gang name? I don't know. I forget. That was so long ago on there too. The Vatos name. I don't know. I know it's not Hector, but I'm not sure. I forget. That's a good question. I'll have to watch that Vatos episode. That's when the Walking Dead was definitely good on there too. Sherry be back in season 9 along with Dwight? I don't know. I don't know if Sherry will, but I would think Dwight will be for sure at some point. Guillermo? That sounds about right. Guillermo. The janitor, custodian. That's right. For sure. But I get a lot of questions about that from time to time. Is the Vatos, the Grady Memorial Cops, if we'll see them at all on there too. So, Brian, what do you think the Rosita is painting on that sign? Border? Could be. Bridges out. Bada bing. No, I don't know what she's actually writing. It's probably nothing that big. Probably beware. I don't know. Something big on there. It's probably around the bridge where it is, so I would think it has something to do with the bridge forward on there too. But I don't know. I would like to see the comic story arc take place in the show, on the show this season, but also little remixes and little twists. I would like to see just little differences too, because some of the best things about the show are the differences. The Dixon brothers, Jerry, Simon, they've done a lot of hits more than misses with the little remixes there too. And I saw an article talking about Laurie Holden, who played Andrea on the show, and I don't blame her. She's still bitter about being killed off the show. And that was basically she said that it was Glenn Mazzara, that showrunner before Gimple took over in season 3. That was his doing. And it really changed the dynamic of the show. I don't miss Andrea whatsoever, but supposedly she had an 8-season deal where she was supposed to be around and probably end up with Rick instead of Michonne. But I like Michonne and Rick and Michonne coming together. And Andrea just got real annoying, whiny, complainy. I don't miss that character one bit. Her and Lori, I do not miss, and I will never miss. That's for sure. But this season of Fear the Walking Dead is okay. I gave last week's episode about a C. It was okay. It was entertaining, a little slow, a little hurry up already. They're going to get out of the basement. They're not going to die. And then the walker falls on it, and then it just pops open and breaks open. That's not how a chain works and a lock works, by the way. But, that's what the show does. The writing is that way. Tudor Brian, you heard about the news of casting for the older Judith. I haven't really heard anything about it specifically. I've been doing stuff around the house and whatever. I haven't really too much about the spoilers. I haven't seen too much, so I haven't really seen about the older Judith. But she has to be now, right? Because if you think about it, you have a year and a half from season 8. Then you have a 5 to 6 year time jump because Lydia and Henry are going to be 17 years old. So Judith, what is she going to be, 8, 9 years old after all these time jumps? Is that really what it's going to be? And that's fine. I think it makes sense that we have an older Judith. That's probably better for filming and with the cast because they like the Judith and they like the twins and they like this and they like that. But they're kind of hard to shoot and hard to deal with or because it's just tough to keep them focused. To keep them focused is what the hard parts are too. So, see you, Tamara. See you, Jan, on there, too. Your part's coming up. Next book. Be very excited. I just finished it. Your part the other day. Not the book, but your part on there. I'm very excited for it. But I'm hoping that we get some big things for this season. I want to make sure that it's entertaining on there, too. So, Real Dave Doherty, Bry, how you doing? You going to Walker Stalker Atlanta? Yep, I will be there Sunday. I was going to go there Saturday and Sunday, but Saturday I got a tour. I'm doing a couple things around Atlanta, but Sunday I will be there with my dad and my wife at Walker Stalker Atlanta. I'll probably be wearing my Fight For Us t-shirt and, maybe a jacket too, because I don't know how cold it's going to be. But hopefully you'll be at Walker Stalker Atlanta in 2 months from today. Well, 2 months from today, I will be in Sonoy. I'm excited to go back. I love going there in October, going to the Woodbury shop and the Waking Dead Cafe and this and Nick and Norman's now. And it's coming up. It's come up so much, even since I've been going there for 3-4 years ago. It's crazy how it's exploded. The fact that Nick and Norman's is so successful in there too. They need another restaurant there too, because Nick and Norman's, you can wait there forever. You can wait there for way too long if you don't get there at the right time. And I'm sure it's going to be super busy that weekend for the convention. People will be there all week. But Nick and Norman's is a must for sure. I'm excited to go there. Hopefully you guys will be there. If you're in Sonoy that Friday, if you're around the convention on Sunday, I will be there for sure. Tudor, Brian, would you like a 8-episode Dwight spinoff on Canada while snow ending with arriving at the Commonwealth being set up after the Whisper's arc? I would want to see snow, ice, frozen walkers. Like, I just had this picture in my head where Michonne or somebody with a blade or a machete or an axe or something is running in the snow, and there's a frozen zombie, and they run by and they're chop it, slice it, cut the ice, cut the snow, and just kill the walker, the frozen walker, chop the head off. And there's like kind of like frozen blood like falls. It's kind of just picture that. So I don't know if I'd want more spin-offs, if they're web series, webisodes, things. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I would love to see, the connection of the elements of the snow, the environment, the weather be a factor. And that's what I kind of like about The Storm. It's kind of cheesy, kind of lackluster on Fear, but the weather, snowstorms, hurricane would definitely be, it would be impacting the characters, the story, the environment around them for sure. Flooding, droughts, no water. It would just be a problem. Virginia has snow. It has cold weather. They're not going to have it on the show because it's not feasible to do this and do like that. But maybe if we complain enough and we bring it up enough and we ask and we ask and we ask and we ask and we're that squeaky wheel, we get the grease and maybe we get it done. But I know Greg Nicotero, would love to do it. He said so for sure. Max, PRP, I'm not playing any video game right now as we speak besides The Walking Dead No Man's Land. I'm not sure if our guild is full. I know we had a couple people drop out of our guild, but we want people in our guild on the mobile game for The Walking Dead No Man's Land to be a part of it. We want to play. You want to win the challenges. You want to get points. You want to get the different rewards. But our guild name is Fight For Us. One word, FIGHT, the number 4, and US, just like my book series. And hopefully some of you guys are in it and you're watching now that you're in it there too. So if you want to play that game and be a part of it, we have definitely fun and we're definitely interactive with it, and chats are going on there too. So Georgia Ice Storm 2014. Well, Georgia is not the best state for actual bad weather to be driving in there too, because I was in Alabama and Georgia at a time when it was bad weather or it was cold weather. It didn't really snow, but they don't have snow, a budget for snow removal and ice and plows to get rid of the snow. Being from New Jersey, I know the idea has that they have a budget for it every year, but it's tough to do if there was actually bad weather in Georgia. People aren't driving around. They're not going to be filming it. They're not going to be having production driving around, and because you can get seriously injured on icy bad roads too. So could Beta be the guy that got the iron? I think it's someone we already know. No, I don't. Like I said, I don't want Beta, Alpha, Lydia, anybody to come around that have been on the show before. I want them to be their own separate character, and they are for there. I think Beta is going to be its own connection with Alpha. It's not going to be anybody from the Saviors. It's not going to be that tall guy with long hair in the trailer that has when the guy has his gun pointed at Carol. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be a whole separate thing. I would just love for it to be a big, huge casting. And I want to see a big fight scene with Beta. I want to see, Beta be Beta. And I want the whispers to be better than the comic. I don't know if the comic has been better than the show in any points besides Negan. Negan in the comic is far better. I take that back. I don't think the show is better than the comic in a lot of aspects. I think comic Negan is far better. I think there's definitely limitations for the show that you can't do in there. No, Mark M. Alicia is not Alpha. That's for sure. We already have that casted. Alicia is not there. Alpha is a whole separate actress. But the show is the show and the comic is the comic, even though you have that. The comic is going to be standalone for some things, and so is the show. And I think the show is adapted very well for it, and I think they've overall done a great job too. So, yeah, Tracy, Alabama, the South, you have ice and you have some snow and you have on there too, but you're not open. You're not driving in it. You're not going to drive on a road that doesn't have ice or being plowed or being protected to get around. It's just unsafe, and people's lives are much more important than driving around to go get canned goods or get supplies at a grocery store. That's for sure. Yeah, Tobias is Alpha's long lost son. I wonder if that Tobias will ever come back around. But again, the Walking Dead connection or the Fear the Walking Dead early seasons aren't connecting at all. Fear the Walking Dead seasons 1, 2, and 3 have nothing to do with season 4 and beyond. So I don't know. I would love to see Tobias. What about the people that were on that boat that Alicia was kind of tied up and she escaped? But we'll never see them again. What about the girl that was from the airline flight, whatever that was, that landed? She was on the boat and, they kicked her off. Whatever happened with her, right? All these things. We just don't know about if it'll ever happen there too. So, and that's what made me think too. I think somebody said it on here that Lodge 49 show or whatever, I think that guy was on the webisodes of the Walking Dead thing. That guy with the long hair, the blonde guy. I think that's the same guy that was in that too. So I guess he kept around on AMC's budget for sure. But I'm excited for The Walking Dead to return. Less than 2 months. It'll be here before you know it. And then we'll be talking about this and talking about that and the spoilers and this and the Easter eggs and everything. And it's the best time of the year. I'm really excited for it to come back there too. Yeah, Tobias is the new Morales on there too. Well, I guess Dwight or Sherry or Heath. Really, Heath is the new Morales. What happened to Heath? What happened to Heath? Real Dave already. The Whispers need to be savages that don't care about anything or anyone. Yeah, they think that's kind of what they are. They have this whole idea that rebuilding society and civilization doesn't exist, and that's a waste of time. They have their own rules, but they're really pretty gross. Alpha is not the best leader. She doesn't rule with an iron fist. She doesn't do certain things. She has a soft spot for her daughter, and she's not the most ruthless kind of over-the-top leader. We'll see if that happens on the show with Negan and beyond. I'm thinking, I would think the Alpha, Lydia, Negan situation comes around this season, Beta, and then hopefully the Whisperer War is much better than All Out War. And I think it will. I think the Whisperer War situation is better, could be better for the show. But we'll see. We'll see if it makes sense. I don't know if The Walking Dead is going to be whatever it was. It's not really a survival show. It's not really a horror scare, walkers coming out of nowhere, jump scare, music kind of jump and scare you with the walkers coming out when they're going on a run out of the house in the woods and boom. I don't think it's that show anymore. If you watch the previous seasons, that's kind of what it was. It was a horror, kind of scary survival type show. Here, they call it a Western. It's a Western this season. They got horses and horseback and buggies and wagons and a shop and a this and a that and a trade post. A Western. Are Western kind of scary? No. Is it Red Dead Redemption over here with the zombie mode? But yeah, I mean, the Mark M, I'd say All Out War was pretty weak compared to what it was and what it should have been. But, you know, I think they struggle with certain things like that. The show kind of struggles with certain aspects of it. They do well with the walkers and the plots and the points there too, but the show has had a drastic change since season 7, and I don't know if it's ever going to get back to, even though I said it before and I'll say it again, Angela Kang wants season 9 to feel like season 4 and season 5, which are some of the best seasons of the series. To me, season 6 is the best. Season 4, season 5, season 6. So I'd go season 6, season 4, season 5, and then the rest are whatever you want to put them in order. But I would go that order. The top 3 to me are season 6, 4, and 5, or 5 and 4. 5. I would probably go 6, 5, 4 in order of 1, 2, 3. So the gold medal is season 6. I would think if they can get back to certain things like that. We'll see if it's true about Paul Rovia and Aaron and this and that. And we're getting more and more information. We're getting more pictures. We're getting more spoilers. We're getting more stuff to come out and around. Because we're getting to that point where we're getting closer and a little bit closer. And hopefully we'll get some more information. And hopefully we'll get some more just good spoilers, good information, good leads, good possible things to happen, good pictures. Because they're going to be filming until the middle of November. So they got just about 2.5 months left of filming. We'll see what happens when the news comes around. And it's been pretty good. The news it's been the craziest summer, I would say. Yeah, I want another trailer, that's for sure, Paulie. I want another trailer. Maybe you get the international trailer and we'll get to see a little twist and a little thing there too. So, Tudor, that's the word that Arat and Regina go bye-bye. It's in that amount of spoilers. That's with Aaron and Rick. And Arat can go. Regina can go. Regina came out of nowhere in season 8. And even though people still don't believe that Regina survived the season 8 finale, go watch it again. She goes to attack Eugene. Eugene shoots her in the leg. She falls to the ground. 2 other saviors go to attack Eugene, and Rosita kills the 2 other saviors, not Regina. Regina is still alive. So, but we'll see. But we need more characters that are awesome and lovable characters. And hopefully Jerry sticks around. Hopefully Luke, Magna, Yumiko, Kelly, Henry maybe. Older Henry, I guess. Because I feel like older Henry is going to be a different character than younger Henry. Just like older Carl was definitely a different character than younger Carl. Younger Carl was pretty annoying. Stay in the house, Carl. What are you doing? Kill the walker, Carl. Nope. The walker gets away and kills Dale. What are you doing? Get back there. And he just did so many things that were frustrating for sure on there too. So I'm going to go for another 7 minutes. So ask your questions now. Anyone wants to do any chop chat, super chat, always welcome on there too. Goes a long way to keep us rolling on there too. So hopefully you guys have seen some of the latest videos, and we're doing a PT channel phrase sentence type thing that we're going to have a word a week, or maybe a couple every so and so videos. We'll put a word in there and it's going to connect. It's going to be a big old phrase that we'll have. So if you want to win, we're going to be doing a gift card for you guys. Pretty cool stuff. The first person to get me the entire phrase, message me on one way, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, wins that. And we'll do it more and more often throughout the year. We'll have prizes, giveaways, quizzes, fun stuff on there, and you got to be a subscriber. And I'm sure everybody here is a subscriber already, but if you're not, definitely hit that subscribe button and tell your friends Tell your family for sure. I know that we have a lot of fun here, and we're trying to keep it rolling. The Walking Dead hopefully does not go away on there. No, PT does not stand for Phantom Toes. It stands for Party Time. No, it stands for Physical Therapist. Physical therapy. The PT channel was a physical therapy channel. Initially, I am a doctor of physical therapy, and just kept it around for just my moniker on there too. And eventually, hopefully, get back to that, making training videos and towards that too. So I'm excited for it too. T-Ray, you doing a live stream for the convention or pics? Or doing a stream? No, I won't have. I'll record some of the panels and some of the things that I go around and I walk around. I still have to put up the actual exhibit hall video of me walking around of all the different conventions. But yeah, when I'm at the convention, I'll have a lot of good video of the panels. I usually get the video, I get the panels, I put them out in a couple parts to break it up, because you can watch a panel that's 45 minutes. That's a long video, a long video. I try to break it up between 3 parts typically on there too. So yeah, that's not the the phrase, but it is a great phrase on there too. If you can dream it, you can do it. Believe in yourself. And I truly believe that, guys. A lot of people are actually writing to me saying that I'm going for this, I'm going back to school, I'm going for that thing, I'm trying, I'm doing artwork, I'm making videos, I'm starting a channel, I'm writing a book series on there too. And you should. I think life should be about hard work, do what you do, and achieve goals in life. Make goals. By this point, I want to have this. I want to have a degree. I want to have a job. I want to have a house. I want to have, a book series. I want to have 1 book made. I want to have video. Whatever it is, you want to do it. Inspiring, motivating, and being positive for sure. I have a goal of doing stand-up comedy at some point in my life. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But I'll do it on YouTube or maybe go to that, because I think it's a good way to talk to a lot of people. I think it makes sense to do it for sure. So, yeah, I'm probably going to make a shirt to do something on there. But I use this one company that I think it's better for people to buy things through them. And it goes through a company that I don't have to buy the shirts and then resell them. You just order them in a campaign for so long. So I use the custom ink model on there too. So I'm probably going to get another shirt up later this year, where the proceeds go back to the channel, and just keep us rolling here. I'm just trying to do this full time instead of part time, to be able to doing more and more of this, to be involved with you guys and be part of our Walking Dead family, friends, and community for sure. Is Jerry going to die because he's in love now? I don't know, Big Sexy. I was saying that before in another live stream, that I think Jerry and or Nabila is in trouble. One of them probably is going to go. That's usually what happens when there's relationships. If you look at it, the relationships of people, that's why I'm worried about Ezekiel and Carol. I'm more worried about Ezekiel because I don't think that Carol will ever die. I don't think Daryl will ever die. I don't think Michonne will ever die. I don't think it makes sense for those characters ever to leave. But whoever's involved with them or the smaller other relationships are going to be in trouble. Jerry could be, which would suck. That would ruin it for me. I wouldn't want to see that. I love Jerry. I plan on meeting Cooper at a convention coming up pretty soon. He just looks like an awesome dude. He's one of the best stories. I said it before and I'll say it again. Jerry Cooper Andrews is his real name. He was a boom mic operator for The Walking Dead, and now he is one of the beloved cast members of the show. It's a great story. It's awesome. I would love to see that too. So yes, Tribeca, start with all the theories and all the things and all the information. Like Michonne's going to leave, and this one's going to leave, and this one's going to leave, and that one's going to leave. Yeah, it happens every year and all that there too. And the Rick thing came up on us. We didn't know about that. Carl's death was really crazy. It just doesn't make sense that they did that. Maggie, I don't know what's going to happen with Lauren Cohan, because I don't want to see Mile 22. It looks stupid. Probably not going to watch Whiskey Cavalier. What happens if she leaves The Walking Dead and her shows fail and flop and they have 1 season? Her movies, she's not getting offers anymore. What is she going to do? Come back to The Walking Dead like, oh, I'm back, guys. How we doing? I want people to be on the show, and I'm sure being an actor or actress on a show for 7, 8, 9 years is tough, especially when you don't live here. If your home base is overseas in London or England or wherever, it's kind of crazy to think that too. But I just am amazed to see how many actors and actresses are from England or London or another place in England. It's just crazy to think that. And these movies and shows are being filmed here in the States. So it's just interesting that we can't get some more American actors for sure. Okay, last couple up here, guys. Tutor Q&A. So Daryl is going to run the hilltop with Maggie leaving and Jesus dying. It makes sense if they make his character great again. It could. So Daryl could run the hilltop. Carol can run the kingdom. Michonne can run Alexandria. And I guess Cindy keeps running Oceanside. Who's going to run the sanctuary? Eugene? Brian, Denai expressed that she loves Andy's work more than anything out there, so she's a sticker. Yeah, I hope that Denai stays around. I love Denai Guerrero. I've met her a couple times. She's an awesome person, a great talented actress, and she's my favorite character. I want Michonne to be on the show for a very, very long time. I want to see what happens with all this. Any more news on the Mill by the Water pick? I don't think they were filming there. They were filming in Alexandria, and then no one had any information this whole week about filming. There's no way to know about it. Brian, will Walker come back to Fear? I hope so. I hope Walker comes back around. Hopefully I'll love to see that. Anyone see the preview for, is it called The Kids Are All Right or something? It's with, I think it's a 70s show. Is it a 70s? Or it's a different era show, and Michael Cutlass is on it. And I saw an actual preview for it the other day, and it's on ABC. And it looks all right. It looks kind of funny. There's like a kid who comes in from playing outside, and he goes, Mom, I have asthma. And the mom goes, no, we can't afford asthma. Just go back outside. Like we don't have money to treat that, so you got to deal with it. Pretty funny stuff. So we'll see what happens with all that stuff, guys. So I'm going to cut it because I got to go do stuff on my Sunday and watch the Little League World Series, the finale coming up in an hour. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. I truly appreciate it. Check out my book series, Fight For Us. It's available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. We got paperback and digital versions. Book 8 will be out going for the first week in October. Could be a little earlier than that, but book 8 will be titled Legacy. Thank you guys for joining me. I truly appreciate it. And remember this. I truly mean this when I say this. It's not just a fool's message. It's something that has worked for me my entire life. With hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can achieve your goals, no matter what they are. Never give up on your goals. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.